Hey guys, this is Chef Dave Weiner here at Central Steak. Welcome back to our second installment of the Celebrity Chef segment here. Today we have special guest Daniel Berman, who writes the Fussy Little blog and is also contributing writer for All Over Albany with his column Eat This. So Daniel, I was just kind of wondering how it is that you decide what it is that you're going to write about for your columns for your blog.
The columns are a lot of fun because the blog is a little bit fussier. The blog can sometimes take a little bit more of a critical approach to food. The Eat This column is really a joy to write because all of a sudden I get to write about some of the best things that I've eaten around the region, and I get to highlight them in a very positive way. And the response I've been getting to those has been great. The things that I really look for is I look for unique offerings that are really great to this region. I think and some of the unexpected things that most people may not find. The first one that I wrote was the dahi puri at Parivar Spices on Central Avenue, which is just I don't know if you've been, but it's.
I haven't, but I enjoy Indian and Pakistani and that kind of food.
And it's and it's this little Indian spice market, and in the back they have this kitchen and a couple of little tables, and they make authentic South Indian street food here in Albany.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's incredible. It's something, coming from the West Coast, I never imagined. I never even held out hope that there would be something like that here in Albany. But there it is, and they make some very good food.
That's awesome. I also wanted to know what kind of things are you looking forward to, especially coming into the new season, the spring and summer season? What kind of things do you look for in restaurants and their menus?
I really look for things to be seasonal, seasonal can be local, but seasonal doesn't have to be local. Sometimes local food is going to be better, but sometimes you can get better examples of things, outside of our borders. It's less dogmatic, but I do like to see specialization. I like to see focused spring menus. I like to see, thought put into what goes onto the plate. The thing that kills me is seeing things like caprese salads in the winter. I understand that there are lots of people who will come into a restaurant in December and they really want their tomatoes and mozzarella, and at some level restaurants have to serve that need. But when the things get better and local farms start producing and chefs are growing their own herbs out in their own gardens, all of a sudden things can get a lot better. And I think it's really important. And the thing that I really like to see is when these types of ingredients are actually listed on the menus, so that consumers and customers and restaurants have an understanding of what this stuff is and why this food today is tasting as good as it does.
Great. Well, thank you very much. We're going to be heading into the kitchen now. All right. So today we're going to be preparing for you guys a skirt steak, and the skirt steak is from Australia and is grass-fed. And right off the bat, I'd like to thank Eric Gunther over at Adventures in Food Trading for supplying the beef for us. They've been really helpful, and it was a great experience working with those guys. But the dish that we're going to be preparing today is a herb-marinated skirt steak with fried plantains, jicama slaw, and a chimichurri. So as you can see, I marinated in some herbs, fresh thyme, parsley, oregano, garlic, a little bit of oil. And I'm going to put that right on the grill. I just want to talk about some of the other ingredients that we're using today. For example, plantains, sweet plantains is something that I'm really passionate about because I have, I'm Puerto Rican and I grew up eating plantains, and it was something I kind of try to introduce to people here with some success. You know?
And I grew up in Miami, so plantains and black beans and rice are real staples to me. It's it's fun to really buy them in the market and put them on top of the refrigerator and wait till they're just as black as they can be.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, but the plantains is you can eat them while they're green too, and they're not sweet, and do different things with them. We're just gonna fry these. Nice and simple, fry them with a little salt and pepper. And then I also made a jicama slaw, which for people who aren't familiar with jicama is a great root vegetable that they use a lot in Cuban cooking. So I'm gonna just drop these plantains in the fryer. So when you're cutting skirt steak, you kind of want to find the grain of the meat, and you want to cut against the grain, or else it can be a little tough to eat.
That looks beautiful.
Yeah, I love skirt steak. We're just gonna plate this, and as you can see, it literally like took what, 5 minutes to cook that in the 5 minutes that we were just chatting there.
And I love the way that they caramelize around the edges, that they get really black and sweet. You know, and plantains can go both ways, as we talked about. You know, I would remember I was at a restaurant once, and I was with my mother, and she who also lived in South Florida for over a decade. And she saw that there were plantains on the menu, and she really wanted that touch of something sweet. And then it turned out that they weren't maduros, but that they were tostones. And she was really disappointed because she didn't get that really soft, custardy, sweet banana.
And the tostones are a totally different thing, and it's great because you can use that as just eat them plain. Growing up, I ate it with a really garlicky red sauce, but you can also make like almost crostinis with them and stuff. Like you can just do all sorts of stuff.
We would eat them with a squeeze of lime and some saison completa.
Yeah. Nice. This is our dish. This is grass-fed skirt steak with chimichurri, with fried sweet plantains and
jicama slaw.
Jicama slaw. Thank you.
That's great.
Great. It's been.
Do you mind if I try a bite?
Absolutely. Help yourself.
Excellent. All right. That's really good. I love the char. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.